Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Footy Banter and Insights. Today we are going to talk about Man United, and we are going to talk about whether the United fans and the neutrals can see the light at the end of the tunnel for United. So, Manan, I would love to understand your views. We had a small discussion over WhatsApp, but yeah, what was your thought of the Manchester derby and where do you think United is doing? And just one last comment. United have also released their annual financial results, so would love to have your say on that as well.
So I have not seen or read about the results yet. I just saw a headline that the financial results are phenomenally well. They are good, is what I read on ESPN, but I have to go in depth and read about it. But in general, like people are making it like it's a doomsday scenario or something. But I'm actually fairly positive about United. The results are not showing it, but the underlying performances are pretty okay. If you take out the Grimsby match, other than that, the performances have been pretty okay. Uh, Losing 3-0 to City, where presently United is and presently City is, uh, I don't even count this third goal because United was going for it and stuff. So let's say until the second goal, we were in the game. All the goals were individual errors; they were not like systemic problems. So like of course a lot of improvement is required. We need to start finishing the moves that we are making. One thing that I noticed was there was a lot of crossing, like just like bring the ball out to the wide number 10s or to the wing backs and just try to cross it in for Chesko and other players getting into the box. But crossing also was not so good. Um, so there are areas for improvement, but it is nowhere close to doomsday scenario. Like for me, it's not even like uh, I'm doubting it even one bit right now.
That's a very positive commentary from the United support staff. What about you, Varun? What was your view? Did you happen to catch the game? And overall,
I
what's your view on
did.
United right now?
I did catch the game. I think again, right? We were speaking about this the last time. I don't think that Bruno fits in that two-man midfield. Again, he was the one who lost Foden on that first goal, and that makes a big difference. Second, them not signing a keeper again is a big thing. You can see the kind of save that Donnarumma made to save
We signed
Embuemo
a
shot.
keeper there.
Yeah, uh, yeah, but not from a pedigree of Donnarumma, right? So.
Yeah,
Uh,
but he'll get there. We need to
um,
have the budget
but
also to
you
sign Donnarumma.
so these like such marquee signings when it comes to like a keeper position, they kind of change the game. Had United gone 2-1 at that point, it could have easily ended 2-2 as well, right? So that's the kind of impact that you want to be having from your keeper. Um, yeah, I think the wing back positions are a biggest weak point as well. I feel so. If you look at the formation, which is 3-4-3, they have got the three in the at the top. They have got three at the back. But that out of that four in the middle of the park, the wing backs are completely out of position. You have Bruno, who's like not suited to that position as well. So three out of four players in that midfield are kind of square pegs in round hole kind of a thing, and that's where the problem lies, and that's where they are struggling now. I mean, a lot of people that I have heard are saying that probably Amorim should change his style of play or he should change his formation, etc. Not sure that's the right way to go about it, because he has been hired as a specialist in 3-4-3. Like, if you actually wanted someone to not play 3-4-3, then probably you should not have signed him in the first place, right? But you cannot ask the manager to change his what he is comfortable with. Otherwise उसको hire मत करो अगर आपको 3-4-3 नहीं खेलना है तो. So that's the thing. I mean, it's a tough tough position to be in. But I think, again, as Manan said, it's not a doomsday scenario. A lot of noise from media, from ex-players, etc., etc., and fan forums, etc. But I think these things happen. Yeah, every manager needs time, and I think get like good wing backs and a proper midfielder. And I think that should that should put them in a good place, probably in the Jan window now. So yeah.
Yeah, I think the selection was not so good. Like when I saw the team sheet, I saw that Mazraoui is playing right wing back, which is not his position. I would have preferred that Ahmad plays there, and a player like Menu comes into the team, or maybe Xerxes comes into the team. So, like as Varun said, I agree that the wing back positions are a bit of a problem. Like Ahmad can play there, and he's getting better progressively every game that he plays there. Also, Dorgu is not so like in Amorin's system. A lot of the attacking impetus comes from the wing backs. Dorgu gets into great positions, but his final ball is like very erratic. I remember he made two crosses. One was to Ahmad, which Ahmad tried to like scissor, and he actually had time to control it and then hit it. But he tried to scissor and it just like went to the fifth tier or something.
It was
And
it was like the Mata goal against Liverpool. He
yeah,
tried to do that.
yeah, yeah. And then I think Dorgu was the one who crossed to uh, Mbumo also, where he made that shot. He did exactly what Ahmad was sort of trying to do, and he could actually connect and like connected well. And then Donnarumma made a very good save, right? So it's very erratic. Like he gets into very good positions, but his final ball is lacking. And similarly, like on right wing back, if Ahmad's not playing or if Dalot is not playing, then it's like Mazraoui is not a very good option to play there. In fact, the one game that we have won this season, Dalot was playing left wing back and Ahmad was playing right wing back. So that's our best wing back combination, and that also is not like a world class combination. Let's say that. So I agree that like positional improvement is required in terms of personnel, but yeah, I'm fairly okay with United right now.
Just if I look in the hindsight, right, like probably instead of signing all three of them, which was Mbuemo, Sesko, and Cunha, they could have either kind of skipped on Mbuemo, or I think Cunha is a much better player than Mbuemo, so they could have skipped on Mbuemo, either played Bruno or Mount in that position, and then focused on a midfielder or a wing back instead of that. Or they could have skipped on Sesko, stuck with Xerxes and Hoyland in that position, or and focused instead of him, focused on a wing back. So I think that wing back position, as Manan mentioned, is a very critical position in a 3-4-3. We saw that with like Conte as well when he was playing 3-4-3 in with multiple teams in the Premier League, right? Like, and if you're wing back, so if you see like when they are defensive, right, and they break through the wing back where Mazraoui and Luke Shaw, Mazraoui or Dorgu are, they kind of don't come ahead immediately. So that's why the midfield too don't have that out ball on the right hand side or the left hand side, which can actually lead to a counter. Um, yeah, I mean, probably in the hindsight could have done kind of that
Yeah,
switch in the transfer window instead of signing all three forwards. Could have gone with a wing back as one of the signing.
yeah. I think like if it were me, I would not have signed Chesko. Like I would have given Hoyland a run this season and gone
Oh,
for a
Xerxes.
midfielder.
Xerxes is there as well, right? Or has he
Or
left?
Xerxes, yeah. Like and gone for a midfielder. Like Mboemo and Cunha are important signings and they will be good for United. Chesko, I think even in our previous discussions, I've been iffy about since the rumors were linking us to him. So yeah, I would have gotten like a Baleba or an Adam Wharton or an Elliot Anderson. Like now, after Anderson performing for England, his value is going to go up. Wharton's value is already like at a decent level. So I would have gotten one of those three to partner with another player in midfield. Like I'm okay with Bruno there right now, but we did not have money to buy two midfielders, which is essentially what we require. So there are a couple of very good players coming up from the academy. I hope they get a run out during the season. There's one called Sekou Kone. Unfortunately, he got injured towards the end of the preseason and he didn't feature in the preseason games at all. But he is like the one bright spot for Amorim. Supposedly, he's the reason why Amorim did not force the club to go for a midfielder this season or for the first half of the season. But yeah, it is. We have the personnel what we have right now, and we have to make do with it.
Ruvi, what are your thoughts?
A lot of them, but I'll start with there was an old, let's say, meme material, right? Leave Spurs, win a trophy. Now it's more on the lines of leave United, get your best form back. So we see Onana going to Turkey, winning man of the match in his first game. We see Højlund going to Napoli and actually scoring a really good goal. I'm sure you guys have seen the highlights. So a beautiful pass, gets in behind the defender, takes his time, takes a touch, and slots it in on the far post. So love. It's amazing, right? How people are just leaving the club and finding their best form. So
McTominay,
something
Anthony.
McTominay, that's crazy. That is like more proven, of course, over the last season. But even from a shorter sample set in terms of duration. The
Yeah.
second bit is last year, Sir Jim came on uh, the air with Gary Neville, and he said that United may run out of money soon. Now that, based on their financial results, seemed to be like one of the, I don't know, what was he kind of joking or was he kind of lying upfront? Because United have just released their financial performance, so they have done 765 million, which is the highest ever turnover in their history. On top of that, I'll break it down as well. So the
Despite
broadcasting
not having
revenue,
Champions League.
exactly. So the broadcasting revenue has gone down from 173 to, sorry, it has gone down to 173, which is 50 million down compared to last season, the season before that.
Hmm.
But they have really gotten great, let's say, pickup from matchday revenue. So matchday revenue is 160 million, which is up 23 million. And their commercial revenue was 333 million, which is up 30 million. So effectively, whatever money they lost out on the matchday revenue and the broadcasting revenue, sorry, on the broadcasting revenue, they recovered from the matchday and commercial revenue. Employee benefit expenses has gone down 50 million thanks to no Champions League football. So some bonuses and other things were not applicable. And in terms of operating expenses, also they have reduced from 765 to 733. So effectively, they have done a really good job at the back end. So one thought is maybe, you know, the narrative spun by Sir Jim was just to get United fans' expectations a little tempered, or I really don't understand based on the financials what he was talking about now.
Yeah, I
So
told you when they
yeah,
were signing these players, right? That the
correct.
whole drama about
Not
firing
having
coaching
money.
staffs and
Yeah.
stopping grants for 20-year-old aged ex-players and all of those things. All crap.
Yeah,
But
maybe he wanted to go in a different direction or something, but yeah, based on the performance and numbers specifically, there's something off. Like, again, maybe once we deep dive into it, we'll get to know more, but at least from the
that's what I'm saying.
headlines
Their
and
transfer window
yeah,
spending only shows that, right? Like he
yeah,
literally spent close to what, 200 million?
a little more than that, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
60,
where
70
is the
plus, I
financial
think.
crisis if
Yeah.
you're spending 200 million?
So that was one significant thing about United, and that's again, if you look at in context, there is another very important thing regarding United, right? No matter how they perform on the pitch,
Yeah,
they are the biggest club in the world, one of the biggest club in the world, and definitely the biggest club in England. So
correct.
their commercial revenue is always going to be higher, no matter how many titles City wins or how well Arsenal do or what kind of momentum Liverpool are having. Like I think at least for the next decade, I don't see United ka commercial income going down significantly. So they have a lot of possibilities to recover despite making mistakes. The other
Yeah,
is they have one of the biggest
that's
stadiums
an
as well.
eternal gift that Fergie has given them.
Yeah. Not only Fergie, I think the backroom management, I think David Gill at that time, he did a
Yeah,
really good job.
Peter Kenyon
So
before him.
Peter Kenyon before him,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So what
I
has
think
happened is like what determines commercial revenue, right? The fan base. Now,
correct.
fan base of people starting to watch United from let's say early 90s to up to mid 2010s or early 2010s, exactly overlapping the period where United was successful. That those people, let's say you're starting when you're like average 12 years old. Some people will start to be fans earlier, some people will start to be fans later. Football fans are very loyal. So they are going to be fans for the next 50 years. But what now, after United are not successful, the new fans will not come. So eventually, when the generation is changing, like when the majority of fans are of a certain age who are not United fans because other teams are more successful. Like what drives fandom, right? Like one is success, one is like you're a local from there or something, or one is like certain players. Like you're a Ronaldo fan, so Ronaldo goes to United, so you're a United fan, something like that, right? So these are the three, four things that determine the choice of being a fan of a club. And this cycle will end. Right now, we are just like reaping rewards of the previous success, which, as Varun said, on pitch success delivered by Fergie, off pitch, a lot of success delivered by the backroom staff. But eventually, it is going to bite us. And I hope it doesn't come to that. And frankly speaking, from the first few games I've seen, that I see at least we are not going to finish 15th or 16th. Like it looks like I will not say we are a top four team right now based on the performances because we are not scoring goals, but we are definitely like a higher mid-table team. Let's say eighth, seventh, eighth. Those kinds of performances we are giving right now. And once we start like gelling better and hopefully the strikers find their feet, then we can climb a bit higher also.
No,
Such is a drop
definitely,
in
Al.
expectation that Manan is happy with the team and then saying that we are definitely not finishing 15th or 16th.
Of course, see, you have to see progress, right? How are you happy with the team when you see progress?
I agree. I'm just saying it's a
Uh,
drop in expectation, right, for United fans. But yeah, cool. Any
So
last comment, guys?
one,
Before, huh.
yeah. So I feel that we should look at this season in phases. So the beginning phase for United has been horrible, but now is the time that Amorim will actually get to work with the squad a lot deeper because he's going to be playing one game a week, wherein all the other teams are going to play minimum 2 games a week. And this time is actually going to help the players develop and it's going to give them a more clear guidance of how Amorim wants to implement his ideas. Now, in this phase of the season, which is from now till Jan, if Amorim cannot get decent results, then I feel United should definitely understand that maybe this system or this philosophy is not working, and then they'll have two choices. Either they double down on him and get him the 2 or 3 really good players that he needs to implement his system, or they say that, okay, fine, we've given him enough time, we've given him enough resources already, and it's time to go in a different direction. But I think this phase from this weekend till about Jan 15th is the time that we will actually see the best or worst of Amorim. And I actually feel that United will do really well from this period onwards. Like just the way they've been playing, it's not been bad, like Manan said. I have actually seen a couple of United games, and like the first one we saw together, I think they played really well against Arsenal. Grimsby was a horrible showing, but that was, I think, more in part about just in general the players not being hungry enough to kind of go there and just get a win. So I think this period will define how Amorim and United do over the next over this season for sure. So will be interesting to see how it goes.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just feel yeah, he will need wing backs to find. If you actually want to judge him, you have to give him two proper wing backs and then judge him, rather than judging him now and or sacking him in the middle of the season or something like that. But I don't know. I think in a 3-4-3, how do you? It's like you're playing with a handicap with your hands tied behind your behind your back if you don't have like proper wing backs, right? They are your outlet of creativity, as Manan was saying. So
So Varun, what's happened is Dorgo is a Amorim signing. He's not a relic
but
from the previous squad.
I know, but you cannot
So
judge him based on because I think it was a very like a quick signing that he had to do such for a stopgap period. You can't take that signing very seriously, I feel. So yeah. Anyways,
but he
um,
should be improving players also. That is also key,
of
right? Like
course.
whatever players he has,
I don't know
it
whether
is
these
important.
players are have it in them to improve or not. I
No,
don't
like
know.
I think Ahmad will be improving at right wing back for sure.
Like the
He can be
atmosphere within
right
the
wing
club
back.
is what I mean. The
Yeah.
atmosphere in the club, I don't think is very conducive for players to
No, no.
improve
Now
to a
it
point.
is. Now it is.
So
I like from what I read about players talking about the club. The atmosphere's change. It's very positive. It's very like uplifting for everyone. So the problem is atmosphere outside the club. Like there's so much circus going on, including our own ex-players. Media has always been against United. That is different. But even our own ex-players just are like speaking total vitriol against the club every single time they open their mouth. So that affects players. Like however much you are away from social media and away from the outside noise, it affects players negatively, unfortunately.
Okay,
uh,
guys, one last comment now. Sorry. So I've just calculated between the City United game matlab, on 14th of September and the United City return game on 17th of Jan, there are 17 games that United play. So just a quick thought, out of these 17 games, how many or what would be the win, loss, and draw? I feel they'll win 12, they'll draw.
Chelsea game is included in this, right?
Yes, Chelsea game is included. Or let's say I'll say 10, 5, sorry, 10, 4, and 3. 10 wins,
Is
4
are you
draws.
including the City game as well? The
No,
next
not the City game. Not the City game. Between the two City derbies or the two Manchester derbies, 17 games are going to be played, including the FA Cup.
Yeah, I would have said 10, 4, and 3 as well.
Okay.
yeah, 10-4-3 seems reasonable. I don't know.
And do you think that saves his job, or do you think that gives him the leverage to get the best signings on board in Jan?
So let's say that is like 34 points, right? 34 points and 4 points we have already. 21 games, 34 points.
38 points.
Correct. 38 points.
38 points, yeah. So that's not so good. That's like strictly mid-table, I would say. But if the team's performances are progressing, like if players are getting better, and let's say this momentum is building towards the 17th game, let's say whatever one or two losses we're going to have early in the next couple of months, then the outlook is different. And if like the last three games are the three losses and the previous two games are draws, then it's totally different, right? It's about the momentum where the team is going.
On one last question, Manan,
Mm.
at what level of points after 21 games did you say, ki, yaar, I think we need a change? If let's say we discuss 38 is a reasonable
Mm.
expectation, if what would be your go by Amorim point table?
I think if let's say we have 5 wins, 5 draws, and 7 losses.
5, 5, 7. Okay. So
20
15
points.
plus 5, 20, 24.
That's relegation form.
Yeah,
24 points in 21 games.
I don't see that
there,
happening, to be very
I
honest.
don't
Yeah,
see
I
that
yeah.
don't
I
see
happening.
don't
that
see it
happening.
happening either.
Yeah,
I don't see it
yeah.
happening either.
Yeah.
But we really need like Shesko to start scoring. Basically, that's very critical for this team.
Fair enough. Cool.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching, everyone. And do let us know what you think about United's current form. How should they progress from here? What should they do? What is your cutoff till the 21st game, depending on which you would think that Amorim should be sacked or not sacked? We would love to hear from you all, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.